Hello everybody, welcome to the new episode of JavaScript Vitamins. So today we're going to do quite a bit of string manipulations just to show you how you can mess with strings in JavaScript. So just to make it more straightforward, I just put it in React. What you have here, I'm working in a code sandbox and I've set up basic React use state. If you don't know about hooks, we can go through that another time, but basically I'm using hooks, setting a string initially being boss mode pushes Mars, which is what's appearing here in our marker font in orange, and then we can set the string, okay, and then we also have one for the result, and you'll see how this is going to work. So just to be quicker, I just set the whole bunch of actual string methods that I wanted to mess with today. These are not all of them, they're quite a bit more, not too many from these ones, but these are those you'll probably use quite a lot. So I just got my title there, JavaScript Vitamins, yay. I've got JavaScript string tricks heading there, then the actual string comes here, which is not going to change much, but we're going to be playing more with the result. Okay, some results will be Boolean, which is true or false, yes or no, and some will be an actual response or an actual result of a string, which you will see. So every time you press the trick button, that's when the actual manipulation is going to happen, or the calculation or the query. Okay, so yeah, that's the trick. So let's get going. Oh yeah, just before I start, I'm just gonna save this into a GitHub repository for you guys to try out, and also get the code from this, so you don't have to type everything that I'm doing. You can always go to the repository and copy from there if you want to copy any of the scripts. But it's also always advised that you type things by yourself so that you are mentally ready, for the future. Okay, so this is how we're going to start this. So the first one we're going to do is endsWith. Just as all these are quite self-explanatory, but sometimes you might not really understand what they mean. So endsWith is basically saying it's a Boolean response expected from this method. So it's either true or false. So we're questioning, does this string end with this string? Okay, so we got boss mode pushes Mars. So the first thing we're probably going to ask is, does the string end with Mars, right? Which is true, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to use a ternary operator to push our response. So if it's true that it ends with Mars, we want to set the result string to yes, okay, because that's true, because it's either true or false. So let's just move on to the next one. Now we're doing startsWith. StartsWith is just more or less like what endsWith does. So for example, you want to test something, test some strings that you have on your response or your text on the screen, and you want to see which ones end with a certain character or certain characters. Then you want to do something to them. Or maybe if they start with certain pieces of character, you want to do something to them. So this one, does it start with Mars? If you run this, so does it start with Mars? We expect a no. There it is. Simple. So startsWith is a very useful thing to use. Okay. So that's done. Then now we're going to do one that says includes. Now these first three that I'm doing actually always respond with a Boolean, okay? So that's why I group them together. So we're gonna do includes here. Now includes basically checks your string, like does it include this piece of string within it. So let's say we want to check if it includes a word like push. Okay, does it include push? Without even running this, you know, yes it does, because we got pushes here, pushes. So if you run trick, we got yes. But if we say, does it include the word pushing? No, it doesn't. That's basically it. So you could use this again, like you have a string that you have, but you want to see if anywhere within that text there's an inclusion of that string. And this is always case sensitive, just be careful. Okay. Then the next one we're going to mess with now is these ones we're going to do now are, these now respond with actual strings. It's not booleans. Okay. So for example, we're going to start with this with the trim. So what trim does, it basically takes away the blank spaces after your string and before your string. So this is maybe you get a response from an API, and then it's a string and it's got spaces on the ends and it's going to mess with your layout. So this trim actually removes those blank spaces. So let's just do this real quick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just add spaces on our statement, right? And you might not really see this, so I think we might actually mess with first of all, I'm going to log console log, because the spaces you might not see them on our actual layout. So I'm just going to first of all log the string on our console log, and then after I log that string, I'm going to trim it. Right after, I'm going to do another one where I dot trim. Boom. So I'm going to see one, the normal string, then I'm going to see another one which is trimmed. Okay. So let's just open here after I press trick, obviously. Good. So you can see here we got some space before, some space after, just as we did there, but the final one just takes away the spaces. Okay. Yeah. And then that's it for trim. I'm just gonna comment that out. Then lowercase to lowercase, what it basically does, it takes all your text in all your characters in the string to lowercase, lowercase being the small letters, right? So let's try to do this with our string. Okay, so we go like that, string dot lowercase. Okay, so this is what we want to set for our result string. So we're just going to set result, let me just do it like that, set result string to this. So we're going to set it to lowercase. Oh, blunder. Our font here is actually fully uppercase font, so it's not a good example for this. So what we could do is use the console again. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna log the lowercase. Okay, console.log. There we go. So if we press trick, we see everything has now been converted to lowercase. Yeah, we still have a bunch of spaces there. Let me just take that off. So you see, you can use some of these things in collaboration. Like, first of all, we want to change everything to lowercase, but we also want to just remove the spaces around it. Okay. So if you run this, it's going to be clean. So you can run a combination of these. You can run a combination of the methods if you want to. Okay. So that is done. Let me just remove the spaces here so we don't have to always trim. Great. So that's basically lowercase. Then the obvious one is uppercase. Uppercase changes everything to uppercase. To uppercase. Boom. Quite self-explanatory, I should say. So if you run it, everything is now in uppercase based here. Straightforward. Then the next one we're gonna do is you ask it, okay, what character is at position number 5? Boom, it'll give you the character. So let's just try it out real quick by doing it, right? Which is what we like to do. So the response, we want to actually probably print the response. So I think we're actually going to use the set result string here, okay? Then what we want to do, we want to do string character at. So we want to check what character is at index this. Now for those that don't know, index is the position basically of a character. So but the first character is 0. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if you want the D, we're going to have to say character at, hold on, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if you say 7 here, boom, we got the D. So if you want the O, we can say character number 6. Boom, you get the O. If we say character number 15, we get the S, which is the last character. So that's how character at works. Charats. Okay, next we're gonna do search. Now search looks for where a specific string is, and it returns an index. Okay, so it will probably say 15 if we say, no, it looks where the first occurrence of that string is, right? So if we say O, it will probably give us a 1. Okay, let's check it out. So boom, there we go. We want to use string.search now. Search, but now here we're gonna put an S string. Remember your columns there. Okay. So this one we're looking for the S. So basically it's 0, 1, 2, and then it stops. Once it finds the character you're looking for, it stops and it gives you the index. So the index is 0, 1, 2. Right. And the first occurrence of, let's say, E, no, not E, let's do H, it's right here. So if we say H, it's number 13, basically. So it just returns an index of the first occurrence of a specific string, okay? And then concat basically is concat. It's from concatenation, string concatenation. So basically what you're doing is you're joining a string to something else or to another string, right? So let's say we want to concat string dot concat with, let's say I want to say boss mode pushes Mars away. So I'll say something like this, right? So this will mean that after Mars we're gonna have a space and then the word away, string away. Boom. So boss mode pushes Mars away. Yeah, let's concatenate. So it just pushes another string after what is currently available on that string. Okay, yep, we're getting there. Now we're gonna do indexOf. Right, indexOf is sort of like the opposite of what we did on charAt. So basically, indexOf, you give it a number, and then you give it a character, and it returns. Let's just give it a shot. Let me just see here. Let's mess with this. Let me experiment here. So indexOf returns with the first occurrence of a value in a string. Okay, so let's just test this out. So we're gonna say mode here. I want to see where mode comes up. Boom, 5. So this is the first time we see mode. It's on the 5th. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. Yeah, that's it. And so what this does is it gives you the first occurrence of a string, or or a character, or whatever it is. So, but it's much longer. Okay, and then lastIndexOf. So this is the last appearance found of something, right? So let's just try this out. Last emperor. Okay, the last index of the last S, basically, because we've got so many S's in here. Okay, let's see where our last index of S is. I think it should be 50. 20. That's where 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 5, 40, 50, 60, 17, 18, 19, 20. That's it. Cool. That's the last index. So it checks where the last time this thing was found. So it can probably work for something like if you got a list that's appearing on your screen, you want to find when did it last. When did you last see a certain character or a certain name in the list? The last John in the list is at number 15 or number 20. Then here we got repeat. What repeat does, it basically repeats. It just repeats the statement, the string. So let's repeat. We then put the number of times we want this to repeat. So we want to repeat 6 times. Boom. So we're gonna have a whole lot of these, just like that. So if we wanted to repeat 100 times, it's quite a lot. It looks like fraud. So we can repeat once. Boom, just repeats once. That's it. Let's repeat. And then slice brings back a slice of freedom. Okay, so it slices off a certain part of the string. Okay, but you have to give it a starting point and an ending point. So if you want to slice out between 0 and 2, right? Hold up. Now we have to say slice here. What am I thinking? So it says BO. So it counts 2 characters from the index that you've mentioned. Okay, so I say 2. So it's going to take 2 characters from 0. So 0, 1, 2 characters. That's BO. So if I wanted to take boss, I'll take 4 characters. Okay. Boom, I got boss. If I want boss mode, I want 9 characters. I want boss mode. if I want to, yeah, that's basically how it works. It doesn't always have to be 0, so you can start it as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want to start from 6, right? And I want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the next one we're going to do is slice. Slice basically takes a piece of a string and it returns it as a new string. Okay, so we're going to try this out. Just going to try with our last statement, and we just change it to slice. Okay, so we're going to dictate where we're going to start the slice and how big it's going to be. Okay, so we're going to start from 0, and those slice is going to be for size of 4 characters. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 characters. And then we run it. Then we get the word boss. Okay. And then if we wanted to start from 1, okay, start from 1. See, so it started from 1, which is the O, and it took 4 characters. If we say 5, it would then go up to the M. Let's see, 6, it goes up to the M. 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a bit weird though, because I would have thought that it went up. But let me see, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so before you get to the last one, that's when it actually ends. So it ends before, so it's from this one, but before that one. So basically, we're starting from 1, which is O, but we're going to end before we get to the 6th. 6th character was the O. Okay, so if you want a word like ode push, let's figure that out, right? So we're going to start from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to start from 5. Then we're going to end at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, then it's going to end at 14. Mode push. I started at 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mode push. So if I wanted ode push, then now I have to put the 6. Yeah, I think I made a mistake, I counted wrong. Yeah, so that's slice. Slice is quite useful. You use it quite a bit, especially when you want to manipulate titles and stuff on pages, and maybe you've got a string with a bunch of other characters you want to remove. You can do it like that. Then the split. What split does, it basically takes your string and it changes it into an array. Okay, it splits it into an array, but when it splits it at certain characters or where you tell it. Okay, so this is going to be a bit of fun, but I think we're going to have to use console for this one, right? So I'm going to say console.log. Okay, so we're going to log this stuff. We're going to log a split. We're basically splitting this thing. If it was one thing, we're splitting it, but we're only splitting it by certain places. Okay, so we're going to split using spaces, empty spaces. So we're going to end up with 1, 2, 3, 4 arrays. Okay, so we're going to split with blank space. Boom. So there's our array. 1, 2, 3, 4 characters. Okay. Then if you want to split maybe by the S, this you usually do it if you've got maybe a string of names which are not separated and you want to manipulate them separately. Yeah, then you can do it that way. So here, let's say maybe you want to split by the letter S. Okay, boom. So everywhere there's S becomes a separation of the arrays. Yeah, that's basically it. I'm just going to use it as a space. Space is usually the common one. Sometimes it's commas, sometimes it's quotation marks, or whatever is the case. Then now we're going to deal with substring. Okay. Now let's do substring. Substring is a part of your string. Okay. Just give me a sec. Let's copy substring. Responds with characters inclusive. Let's give this a try. Bet I'm right. So I want to respond with OSS, right? So I'm going to start with a 1 and I end with 0, 1. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3. Well, let's say I actually want to come back with OD. Okay. Or push. Yeah. So it's 0, 1. This is a 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So let's say we start with 10. And then we want to come back with push, right? 10, 11, 12, 13. So, like this. Let's see what comes back. Push is mod. So I think it's responding with the number of characters. Let's say 4. Yeah, so it basically tells you where to start and you tell it how many characters. Okay. So it comes back with push. Yeah, so you tell it where to start the index and count the number of characters. That's substring for you. That's substr. Then substring works similar, but this one works more like slice. I bet it works more like slice. Let's give it a shot. Substring. Yeah. Let's give it a shot. So this one's going to start from 10. I think there we'd say 10, 11, 12, 13. And the 13. So it has to end at 14 if you want to push, right? So it starts and then it has to end just before. Yeah, then we have push. Okay? Quite interesting. And then or then a stupid bonus is if you want to know the length of a string, right? Just know how long your string is. You can just use string.length. You're going to use this quite a lot because you probably want to know how long is my string, how many characters it is. Yeah, this one's got 21 characters. That's it. So I'm just going to add this to your little arsenal here. I'm going to go call length. And we're done. Then we are basically done. So we're just going to leave you with this one. Which one can I leave open? I'll just leave this one open. Yeah, so that when you get your code, you can just try it out. Yeah, so that's it. This is basically my quick string tricks for you guys. Hope you enjoyed. Just please subscribe to get you guys more vitamins. Peace.